Welcome back to Highsmith Guns, everyone. It is November 21st, 2023. The Taurus Judge was just chambered in 45 Colt and 410 bore shot. Now, these are the range rounds for both of those. This is the 410 critical defense. This is the 45 Colt critical defense. Won't be shooting either one of these today though, because they're for defense rounds. Just wanted to show you what they were. Right now that's loaded with 5 rounds of 45 Colt range rounds. I'll be alternating between shooting 45 Colt and 4 until I run out of it, and then I'll be shooting 45 Colt. I won't be shooting very much. Because I purchased 50 rounds of the 45 Colt and 25 rounds of the 410. And unfortunately, you see this in the short that I'm going to post before I upload this video. Unfortunately, I kept forgetting to grab the microphone for that video, so you couldn't hear. I don't know if you could hear me or not. But here we go. Just a little hiccup in shooting it. The sight keeps going crooked. If you notice, I keep discarding the 410, but putting the empty brass back in the 45 Colt. It's because I have some friends of mine that own a shop in the town that I live in that they reload brass. So that's what I'm doing. You sell it empty brass back to them, they reload it. And for this video, normally with some of my semi-automatic firearms, and even with my, I think I may have actually done this with my Colt Cobra. I went down to the end of the range. I haven't. I'll go ahead and do that now. Normally, I don't like to do that with a snub roof because I don't have as much of a distance. I keep forgetting to say this. This is a double action revolver, meaning it's not double action only. There's double action only, which has an internal hammer. There's double action, which is what this is, and there's also single action, which has an external hammer that you have to cock back every time you want to shoot the firearm. This is double action, which means I can either do single action, which is pulling the hammer back, or I can do double action, which is just squeezing the trigger. Can't tell now, but the sight just went crooked, so I'm gonna have to push it down. I don't know if you could hear me when I said that. When I was talking during the shooting, when I stopped, I said the sight. I'm not sure if you can see it. You probably couldn't. The sight went crooked, so I had to push it down. I'm gonna have to have this firearm after I'm done here today, but that's okay. I know some gunsmiths that can work on it. In fact, the place I'm at has a gunsmith. Now, you've seen me and my 100 videos. So, now both of those are 6-shot revolvers. This is a 5-shot, but it has nothing to do with the size of the cylinder. It's the fact that this particular firearm does not. There's no speed loader that's made specifically for this firearm. But there are speed loaders made for my Ruger GP100, which is a 357 Magnum revolver, and my Colt Cobra, which is a 38 Special Plus P revolver. This, even though it's chambered in 2 different rounds, it does not. There's no speed loader that's made for it. And I had a Ruger Super Red Hawk Alaskan several years ago that was chambered in 45 Colt and 454 Casull. Now there was a speed loader manufacturer for that, but just this one, there's not. I have been told by a friend of mine that owns a Taurus Judge that there is a speed loader that will work with it, but it's not specifically made. If you can't tell by looking, I don't know if you can or not, because those 2 things down there on the range, that's actually one of my targets that I brought with me today, and one of the targets that was hanging up on the range out here. They're on the ground, and the reason being is I was trying to do my first video today here, at least. Those 2 targets fell off, and I wasn't going to make them do a ceasefire. They had just opened. So I was like, you know what? I have targets for that reason, so I'll pick a target. may also be wondering if you see some of my previous video where I was using this microphone. The reason I decided not to pin it up on my and to just pick it up to speak is because that video I still felt like there were spots you couldn't hear very well, or I couldn't hear very well, so I decided I was just going to pick it up and speak directly in the microphone. I know I said I was going to alternate rounds, but seeing as I only got 4 of the 410 range rounds left, I'm just going to shoot them. Something else that I feel like I should say in this video when I'm talking, since I'm using this firearm, it's a revolver. Whether you use the hammer or just squeeze the trigger, the cylinder rotates counterclockwise. And yes, I've had plenty of training with many different firearms because my dad, but the reason I keep doing can't not only shots, but the reason I keep doing a dry fire at the end, it's just good practice. Just make sure it's completely, all the rounds are completely gone before you put the firearm down, start unloading it. It's just good practice. I mean, some people will disagree with that. Some people will call me an idiot for doing that. That's a matter of opinion. I got 6 rounds left and 1 more target. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one in, let you guys see it, and I'm going to put that one up, the last one I have. Take it to the very end of the range, do 2 shots. Take it up at the middle of the range, do 2 shots, and take it to the about where it is right now, do 2 shots, and let's see where I land. I realize that's not the very end, but I remember earlier when I was trying to take it to the end, it started to turn on me. Not to mention that it's rolled up really tight. Look, I mean, you can tell. So I'm just going to leave it there, and we're going to do our 2 shots. Yes, I realize I didn't do my dry fire shot, but it is what it is. I almost forgot to bring the target in. Well, it's not that I almost forgot. I would have done it. It's just I almost forgot to do it before stopping the video. Well, I targeted this time. Highsmith gun, range time, Glorious Judge, chambered in 45 Colt and 410 bore shot. For November 21st, 2023. I'm trying to come here about once a week for some YouTube content, so please subscribe for more. Stay safe, have a good week, and I'll talk to everyone very, very soon.